Excuse me. Okay. Well, I've just done the first half of this, and yes, it wasn't streaming. So, welcome to the second half. Hopefully you can see what it is I'm doing, and yeah, you can see that the progress on the palette. So I'm working in this is what you might call a high key painting. Everything's quite pale, and I've been fussing around trying to find sort of the color ranges. So yeah, so these are the colors I've been using to make this. They look a lot darker on the palette, but yeah, it seems to work out okay. So now I'm going to go in with some darker darks, and then go back in with the midtones and try and really define some of these shapes. And then I'll go in with the highlights, and hopefully at that point be able to really kind of pin this down. So yeah, it should be quite fun. I'm seeing a few things which are off at the moment, but I guess this is the point where I can actually really put some drawing in. So I'll go in. Now I've got some paint on the surface, it's also going to be quite forgiving. And I don't know if I'm going to use any oil. I don't think I am. So I've got some darks to put in. And a few other things that need changing around a bit. So go straight in with spatula time, just to make a few things a bit vaguer, more vague, whatever the word is. That's the base of that glass, and that needs to be higher up. Yeah, shift all of that. Excellent. That'll do for that. We're going to have a dark line there. That's going to be okay, I think. A bit of a wobble. That's not quite right. Yeah, I'm just going to put that about there. This is going to mix on the surface as I go along. So it's already kind of got paler. Not quite sure what that's going to do. Let's go back to the dark again. It needs to be a greener colour there. That's an important dark mark. Ah, that needs to be level with this pretty much. And now it is. So yeah, it's finding my way into some of the more abstract shapes. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but of course, nothing was on. So Happy New Year, everybody. And I hope you had a nice Christmas break and all raring to go in the new year. That's a harder edge, which I will soften later on. This is that and that. Okay, where else? Where else have we got some of these deeper browny colours? It's already quite green around there. Maybe a few in here. That's too much. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. Let's go into some of those green darks. Where else? Couple in here. There's a bit. Somewhere not quite as dark, somewhere in between. Okay. It's going to be lower down. Vertical around there. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to have to make another green here. This one, a little bit of yellow ochre in it. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it kind of works. It still comes out as a dark colour in the general comparison. Hmm. What about here? Yeah, it works okay. Oh, not quite. But here, it will be a good backdrop for the lights when they come in. So yeah, I'll put a few dots in here. It's the lights are going to do all the work when it gets to this bit, but some green behind them will be necessary. So yeah, all sorts of interesting colours and things to see. As we wander around this sort of subject matter. That bit of green, that bit over there. Very hard to pin it down. Anyway, now that's now that's on the surface. Let's go back to some of these violets. That's probably about right. So I'm going to make a lighter version of this violet. And here I'm going to introduce a little bit of titanium white just to make it go further. And a little bit of that brown just to soften it down a bit. And the tiniest dab of oil. Actually looks kind of green. I don't know why. Look a bit up there as well. Yeah, but it is. I think there must be something left on this brush. What I probably should have done is looked for the green first. But no, let's get that right. Really subtle, this. Where else is this going to go? Bit in here. Bit in there. A bit up there. It's going to have some brighter highlights on it later. Okay. So I'm working on a panel rather than a textured canvas. Which means I don't have that texture, that canvas texture to work with. Okay, this is where this really comes in. Let's put a few of those lights into that shadow there. Put a few of those lights into that shadow there. Okay, where else can I see this? Not really many other places. It's a bit there. No. A bit in the reflection. I'll be quite careful about where this goes as well. Mm-hmm. Um, okay, let me go back in, do a lighter version of this brown and put it in a few places where it needs to go, like here. Mix it with the green and get that in here. A bit darker. That's the edge. And there. Oh, here we are. Got a little bit of that violet now. Where else does that go? In here. About there. In here. Okay, getting a bit quicker now. You know what this is doing either. But, yeah. Needs to be further over. Right. Okay. Yeah. A couple of it's just a little streaky bits there. There. Messy. But nothing I can't fix later on when the lights go back on. No, that's not good at all. Okay. Go into the brown now. Okay, let's start to put some highlights on. It's funny how these things sort of start to come together in little increments. Yeah. Right. Brush cleaning. Oh, message. Someone found their way here. Hi, Josie. Yes, you didn't miss anything because I forgot to switch it all. Well, I did 90% of the switching it on, but not the crucial last bit where it actually gets broadcast. So you haven't missed anything. Graham can't be with me tonight. He's had this lurgy, which has been going around all over, I think. So yes, sending him get well soon thoughts. He was toughing it out at work today, but didn't look like he should have been. Okay. Actually, I'm doing bits and pieces the wrong way around. That should have been the top. It stays dark around to there, and then you let off. That's enough. That's all it needs to describe its arc. Same thing up here. I've got too caught up in. They are slightly wobbly glasses, to be fair. Thank you, thank you. All right. Any other darks before I carry on? No, I can always come back to them. Good. Right. I will do a few more lights So I've got this sort of, don't want to go too far with the lights. Like that. Got some of these how would I describe them? These shapes on the glasses. They're a long way off highlights yet. But they're getting there. That is going to be a highlight later. Here we are. Okay, this is where I'll probably add a little bit of oil. Just to get some strokes that flow in there. Up there, a little reflection of that. I have got a, what do you call it, an accent light on this one. But it's not having a particularly dramatic effect. Yeah. This is where I'm trusting the glassiness to come out. So the temptation is to fiddle with the drawing at this point, but I will resist that. Nice slab of light that sits on there, another similar one on here. They're both under the same lighting conditions. Other than that, what about over here? Yeah, sort of. I can have a bit more light in there, so it seems to focus it. Yeah, no. Certainly a bit more in there. And around that edge, here's where it really kicks in. There we are. Now, and this is all a bit confusing looking around here, so I'll just make that suitably vague. That didn't work at all. Yeah, a few bits and pieces like that. What about in the reflections? It does get a bit brighter in there, doesn't it? A little bit there, a little bit there, and there. These will do for the bright highlights as well. A bit of light through that. Yeah, so lots of fun things to... That's too much. Yeah, there's a lot of fun little things to find to go around here. Little highlights and bits and pieces. Now that's in. You could brush a sort of a half wash. Now I'm going to get a bit of oil, a bit of titanium white. Before I do that, I'm going to get a bit of this sort of highlight colour. A bit more pink than that even. Let's pop a bit of that in. Right, that's not really working. Might just forget that. Bright highlights, a little bit of yellow in this. Let's see if this does a job. Start with the brightest highlights, which are going to be in here. Down there. This will break up, interestingly. Again, now I'm going to have to mix a larger quantity of this. So you can really load the brush and it will really flow off it. Once that's done, things like that highlight will really land, and it does. That's quite fun. Oh, there it goes. Ping. The proper highlight, you can put it on a bit thicker. It sort of mixes in, you can let it mix in. Okay, now that's blending in. I can actually just turn up the lights ever so slightly on some of this without making them blindingly bright. Anything here. Yeah. Revisiting some of these highlights. There they go. Oh, that's good. So yeah, they're going ping now, which is encouraging. The last thing we can do is go back to that original sort of background colour, and that can get a little bit brighter now, I think. And especially it's warming up a little bit. It's got some of that pinkiness. Is that too much? No, I think that's probably okay. Yeah, a nice soft brush. Start to build up some of those lights and define some of these edges. Well, it's getting carried away, wasn't it? Not happy with that at all. So yeah, spatula to the rescue. can land some more light in here in the places where it's necessary, like that. Yeah. Finished early as well. Well, I say finished, but we all know just how finished I'm actually likely to be, what all the fiddling that needs doing. Okay, so we get some of that light into here as well, and into here, and into here. So we can give this glass a bit of transparency. Ah. Oh, it really is that we'll have to do. No one's looking over here anyway. Yeah, a bit softer over this side, a bit brighter over here. Lighten up that little bit of horizon. Put a few bits of light into this shadow here. A little bit of realism creeping into it. What's in there? Pop a little bit into here, into here. Am I happy with this yet? There's more light into here. A bit there as well. This kind of gives me a shadow area there. I think that's pretty much done. Spatula the background a little bit. Just to give it a bit of separation from the thing it's supposedly reflecting. Yeah. Oh, the camera's moved. Sorry about that. What fun. I guess I ought to sign it. I guess I ought to sign it in this light colour, seeing as Hello, Wilkins. Oh, I'm getting ignored. What do we think about this? Not particularly interested. There you are, Wilkins. Well, thank you so much for joining. Lilac. Lilac. Oh. Hello, Kirk. Hello, Barbara. Oh, it's nice to see people have popped in to say hello. Oh, the lilac is in the picture, so you can see it on the palette. Sorry, I'm with you now, Tom. Let's have a little zoom in. Obviously, cameras adjust and fiddle around and all that kind of thing. So we've got this sort of these quite lilac-y sort of colours, and it is in there. If you have a look up close like this, the camera's adding contrast. There's more contrast there than. So if I take it back, you can see that contrast dropping off. So it is actually all quite pale. It's kind of closer to what's really there. You can see if I zoom in on here, you see it turns the contrast up on that as well, but that's the perils of cameras, I guess. So there are other lights. I'm wondering if, yeah, you can see little things like the reflections of the room lights in there as well, but as it is, yeah, I'm okay with that. And yeah, the trick with glass is to just, it's a good exercise in just observing, you know. All of its colors come from reflections and what's behind it. So it contributes very little itself, except for a few places where it kind of refracts light in a particular way, like that green there and here, which I haven't turned up a great deal. I've been quite chilled out about that. But yeah, yeah, it's nice to be back. That's the most important thing, and I appreciate you guys popping in and saying hello. So I'm sorry Graham wasn't here to do his oh yes, under the third glass. That's a reflection, which I'm using an accent light, which gives some color to the whole thing, but the direct reflection is, well, that's only the camera can see that. From where I am, it's not exactly the same. So yeah, bunged a little hint of it in there, but not much. So yeah, I think it's distracting. I wouldn't want to keep it in the painting because I don't think it makes sense in the painting. You have to be there, but well spotted. Oh, well, nice to see everyone. Thanks for coming, and back again next week with a bit, possibly another portrait. We'll see. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and Happy New Year again.